everyone, welcome to today's video. Today is a video topic it's long overdue. I've been needing to talk about this, or been wanting to talk about it for so long, because it's been such a big part of the making of who I am, and I feel like I really want to connect with you guys on a level in which that you're hearing my personal stories. Overall, I kind of want my videos to be very self-helpful to you guys, because being a spiritual person, the journey in which we all have is something that's going to be unique within everyone, but everyone most likely will go through the same challenges generally, and that kind of includes loving yourself, growing into the person you truly are, the person that your soul is, and kind of learning about other people and what not to do, what you don't like, what you do like, and what you love. I've literally written a whole book. I've written all these notes. I'll go back and forth from it because I've got some pretty good things down that I don't want to not say to you. So I just want to begin off with the transitioning between being a child to an adolescent is so extreme, and I didn't really take that into account until recently. When you really sit down and think about it, when you're a child, you're learning how to adapt to the world. You're learning things about the world, what animals are, what colors are, and then once you get into that teen stage, you're not doing that anymore. Like, you're still learning the more in-depth things about the world, but it's more kind of, you're more controlling of what path you take. Realize what things you like and what you don't like, and sometimes we don't really fully explore these things until maybe a later age. When I was 13, 14, very confusing time because I followed the crowd. I didn't want to follow the crowd. I thought I was being my own person, but realistically I was just kind of doing what everyone else did just to fit in. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're following everyone else and not doing your own thing because you don't know what it is, I kind of struggled with my identity for such a long time. I think it wasn't so much struggling to love myself, it was more so struggling to know myself. Didn't really think too much about it. Like, there were some instances when you have really down days and you kind of doubt yourself a lot more than usual, but it was kind of just normal. Like, nothing from where I am now as an 18-year-old stands out that I was immensely unhappy. That was fortunate enough for me, because I understand that lots of people go through really tough times and can be a funk that they can't always get out on their own. Because I haven't fully experienced it for myself, I'm only really going to be talking about things that I have felt from my perspective, because that's really all I can put my input on. Discovering myself it wasn't on the top of my mind. It was more so me trying to feel validated by having attention from people and people paying me attention. And when I moved to an all-girls school, it was kind of like, because there were all these girls around me, it was just a big hierarchy of who knew who and who didn't know who, and that's what I struggled with, because I wanted to know people. I wanted to be one of those people that knew people and could say they knew people, because that would kind of give me a justification. At this stage, you're unsure of who you are. Like, you think you know who you are, but you're kind of just like strolling around, like not really sure. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, because it was really just a matter of doing things I liked and realizing that what I liked was fun. What I felt is when I got to about 15, 16 predominantly, I started to flourish. I really started to have passions, have things I wanted to do, because I was realizing, like, I'm getting a bit older now, I need to kind of figure out my life. But that wasn't the case. I needed to figure out myself. I kind of felt like, because if other people liked me, I was good, but I didn't understand the relationship between myself and, like, me and myself wasn't there. Having that relationship with myself first was the most important stage where you're learning so much, and one of those things that you are learning is learning to love yourself and learning about yourself. There was an age where I felt like getting attention from other people, mostly from males, was enough to justify myself and make me feel good, but relying on other people to make me feel good that's not the way to go. It wasn't because I loved myself, it was because I was getting the attention I wanted to feel like. It was kind of like a make-up situation. Like, because I got the attention from other people, it kind of overlooked the thought of loving myself. The girl that was getting all that attention wasn't actually me. I wasn't being my true self. I was being who they wanted me to be. And I'm not saying that they made me like that. It was just my mindset thinking that I had to be a certain person, I had to dress a certain way, I had to like certain things and be good at certain things. I had to like to go out and party and drink. Beginning of last year, 2017, I actually realized that that's not who I am. I don't like that person I'm being. And even though I was so social and I had so many friends, when I kind of like stepped back a little bit and decided, you know what, I really need to figure out some morals, some deeper thoughts within myself that are gonna make myself up into this person, like a complete person. Like, I loved to draw when I was younger, and then I got to an age where it was never even a thought that came across my mind. I was too busy trying to impress people when really I should be trying to impress myself. So my first proper relationship was with myself. You can't love anyone else or give anyone else the time they deserve if you're not doing that for yourself. Because I was out socializing quite a bit, and as much as I was having fun, I didn't have a true identity as to who I was. People knew me, but they didn't quite know me. They kind of just thought, oh, she has YouTube. Oh yeah, like that's just Liv. Like, there was no deeper identity to myself. When I really decided to step back from that scene that I was in and kind of focus on myself, study myself. For me personally, astrology made me look deeper. There were traits that I would read over in my horoscope, like creative, sensitive, intuitive, and those words mean nothing to me because I hadn't really gotten in tune with my true self to realize that that's who I was. And when I took the time to realize these things, I had all these passions and quite little passions that have now flourished into big passions. And I can say that if I hadn't dated myself, I wouldn't be who I am right now. I truly got in contact with my inner soul and got to know her, and that's who I am expressing outwardly to you all right now. I had to fall in love with every single aspect of it. I had to fall in love with the parts of me I don't like. I had to fall in love with the things that other people didn't like. I had to accept myself. By doing all of this, I really matured, and I really understood what I was doing wrong in my life that wasn't making me happy. I had this idea that if someone else loved me, I could love myself and I could love them. Like, I just wanted someone to love, but the person that was meant to be was myself. I needed to love myself. From a few little incidents where I was selfish or not getting what I wanted in certain situations where I was involved with other people, not necessarily romantically, because it was never like that. It was more so me kind of exploring people and their ways and understanding like that's not who I want to be around type thing. By building up this relationship with yourself, by taking time out to draw. If you love drawing, if you love painting, if you love reading, taking that time out to explore your mind, having a conversation with yourself inside your head, understanding your thoughts, forming an opinion on things. And I think when I started to listen to music that really resonated with me, and that was when I really started getting into like the 70s music and listening to The Doors. When I first listened to An American Prayer by The Doors, my mind just opened to this new world of poetry and art, and having this artist's eye for things that I never would have looked at. It was opening my perspective on things. And I think when you really politically, emotionally, mentally, like all these aspects of you forming, you discover those things about yourself and realize how powerful you are. It's just like an amazing feeling. That's not to say you are who you are in that moment, because you're never going to stop growing. I've grown immensely in the past year as a person. The style I've established is truly, it's basically my little free spirit inside my head that floats around and gives me all these ideas being presented to you. Expansion within yourself is crazy. And I'll be honest, it didn't hit me until I fell in love with someone else that I truly loved myself. my ability to love someone really stems from loving myself. You are such a big factor in this. If you don't love yourself, how can you give your love out to another person? Stimulating your mind and your growth stems from loving who you are, and the love for yourself really reflects on who you are as a person, I believe. You are who you are for the sole purpose of being you. By being you, no one else is going to be like you. You're in this world for a reason. Your soul is being placed here, your body. You have a body, so use it. You are able to propel towards anything you ever could imagine. Your job is to explore every single aspect of yourself. You're the most interesting human to yourself. There's just so many parts of being you that you don't want to miss out on. My advice for anyone struggling with this type of thing, identifying with yourself, loving yourself, it's about exploring the depths of yourself, because no one else can do that. The things you express on the page is something that's inside that only you can produce. I've only just realized that my pathway is going into many different directions, and I love that about myself, the fact that I have so many ambitions that I want to fulfill, and I don't want to just stick down to one. For all you people who are into astrology, go onto cafeastrology.com and put in your birth chart, read your birth chart, learn more about yourself, learn about your purpose. I think purpose is something you're going to figure out eventually. My purpose is to be a teacher, to influence people, I believe. There's so many aspects of myself, having your moon, sun, rising sign, what sign you have in Mars, what sign you have in Venus, Jupiter. It's something that's going to come naturally. I can't give you any set instructions on how to do so, but when you take an interest in yourself and really go the extra mile to get to know who you really are, you're going to feel so alive. I've never felt so at peace with myself. I can't wait to get up in the morning and start something. Even though as of now I'm kind of in a in-between stage of my life, got some projects on the side but not quite going for it. I mean, we have Mercury retrograde on right now, so it's best not to start any project. Planning and thinking and exploring your options without making any decisions is what you should be doing. The month of Aries, technically it's the astrological new year. Start those new beginnings. We've got a full moon on Saturday, so really start manifesting what you want. I believe that getting to know yourself is a project, and it was one of the most fun projects ever. Make art, create things. If you feel like making a film or writing a book is part of you discovering yourself, do it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!